Yeah, is anything happening for you? No.
Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! It's talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Dylan runs the show with Pete and Calibro, Nick G and Treasure too. They lay it all out for you. Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Hey, we're talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Hey, it's talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh!
From the farms of Delaware, it's the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show, and welcome back to episode 11. We've got a great show for you guys tonight. Nick T and Dak will be joining us a little later on, and of course, still to come, we've got the, Polls of the Community. Listen, it's a segment that's been here for, I think, every single show. For those wondering what this segment pertains to, we are going to be reading some, friendly, not so friendly comments directed at me, directed at the videos, directed at the channel, and we are going to get the pulse of the community. So that is still to come. Another really cool thing that we will be doing, the hot take phase. Now, we did this a few Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows ago, but the difference is we are going to be reading your Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters related hot takes. So this is only going to be for Yu-Gi-Oh! DM. I am going to basically be hearing comments that were found by Dak, that were found by Nick T, and they are going to be reading them, and I'm going to be ranking them, how hot they are, if I agree with them, because I could think it's a hot take and totally disagree with it, or I could think it's a very ice-cold take, but fully agree with it. So we'll see how the hot takes pan out a little later on today. But I've got something that I want to talk about, and it's more kind of on the concern side. It's more on a little bit of a negative side, which is kind of, rarer here on the channel. One of the things that people, I think, have wanted for a very long time, I would argue that in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime space, it's something that I have seen probably the most of consistently for about 10 years now, and that is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga to anime one-to-one adaptation. The same exact thing that happened in the manga being animated for a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. This is something that has been talked about and has been yearned for a very, very long time. When we talk Yu-Gi-Oh! Reboot, this is something that Yu-Gi-Oh! Reboot could certainly mean. It could certainly mean a one-to-one adaptation, taking the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga and making it a brand new anime. For those of you that don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, very heavily based on the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, is not a one-to-one adaptation. There's plenty of filler. There are plenty of different decisions. Keeping Pegasus alive is a big one. The Mai Marek duel, totally different in the anime than it was in the original manga, much more toned down. So it is certainly based off of the original manga, but it is not a one-to-one adaptation. I am referring to a one-to-one adaptation from the start of the manga, early Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, which was not even dueling. It was not even playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Remember, Yu-Gi-Oh! In the early manga was supposed to just mean a bunch of different games. The card game is what people would write into Shonen Jump a lot about, and the card game is what they really, really ran with. I'm going to give you a little bit of a Yusaku styling here. I have three big concerns when it comes to this idea, why I think it's a bad idea, and why I think it really just doesn't make a lot of sense. And the first thing that we are going to look at in terms of concerns that I have and reasons is the obvious one. And, I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about this, but it's the obvious card game / sales problem. We have talked about a lot on this channel how the main purpose of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime is to sell product, right? It's to get people into the game. It's to sell cards. I don't think a one-to-one adaptation from the Yu-Gi-Oh manga to a brand new anime would have any effect on the selling of card games, because the game was totally different for the Yu-Gi-Oh manga than where it is now, even for Yu-Gi-Oh DM. And by the way, there is a lot of arcs in the original manga that have nothing to do with dueling. The only arc really is Battle City. Think about it. Duelist Kingdom, it just doesn't have rules. Millennium World really doesn't have duels. And then all of the stuff before Duelist Kingdom, there's no dueling. So is that going to get people that are fans of the TCG, people that are fans of the OCG, watching a product like this? I really don't think that it would. And I think that's why a one-to-one adaptation doesn't make sense. Now, if you want to talk about, hey, we got to move product from the warehouse, right? The picture you're seeing, it's a warehouse in 5Ds. People want their Yu-Gi-Oh product. Konami wants an anime to move their Yu-Gi-Oh product. We've got to move product. What if we update the duels? Well, now all of a sudden it's not a one-to-one adaptation. I'm not fully opposed to updating the duels to make them a little more modern, or even maybe have some different dueling results. But if you're going to just take the manga and adapt it to an anime style, I think this is probably the biggest reason as to why it would never happen from a logistics standpoint. Reason number two. You don't want to double text there. Reason number two, and this is something that I think gets overlooked a lot, the difficultness of drawing in Kazuki Takahashi's style. Kazuki Takahashi had one of the most unique and incredible drawing styles we have maybe ever seen across the entire platform of manga, across the entire platform of anime. That was extremely difficult to do. It was extremely difficult to draw, and Takahashi was directly involved really through Zexal in a background role. Arc 5 and Vrains not so much, but with the production of animation skyrocketing since, the early 2000s, with how difficult it is to, on a week in and week out basis, draw a really, really exquisite styling that Yu-Gi-Oh brought, I think it would be a huge challenge. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to play a clip that I did from a video 5 years ago. Ebina, one of the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh animators that ever worked on the product. Zexal, Arc 5, I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He had a couple of thoughts when Yu-Gi-Oh switched from Gallop to Bridge, and the Sevens stylings were, of course, much more simplistic, easier, and cheaper to draw, by the way. This is what Ebina had to say, and I think it's really, really interesting. Want to play it and share it with you guys.
But if you don't believe me, at least believe Ebina. Ebina is one of the best animators that has worked on Yu-Gi-Oh! He worked on Yu-Gi-Oh! During Zexal. He worked on Yu-Gi-Oh! During Arc 5. I believe he left after Arc 5 ended. And this is what Ebina had to say, the animator, when he saw the character designs for Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. So in two different tweets, Ebina basically says, of course, with a new studio and staff, you're going to have new designs. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is notoriously difficult to properly ape. The only reason it's stuck with the current aesthetic is Takahashi gave the baseline for up to Zexal, Miyoshi did Arc 5, and Hara did Vrains, and was able to replicate the feel of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Because he had worked on most, if not every single series, and now, as we know, the character designer for Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s is the same character designer that did Sailor Moon, someone that has not been associated with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise like a Miyoshi or a Hara, or of course, Kazuki Takahashi, the man who created it. And ape, for those that don't know, basically just means to imitate, to mimic, to do an impression of. And so, Ebina is basically just saying here that it's very commonly known that in the anime industry, it is very difficult to properly draw and consistently draw in the style of Yu-Gi-Oh! And
Again, if you don't want to take it from me, take it from one of the, I would argue, greatest animators that ever worked on the property. That was his reaction right after the art style of Sevens was shown. Animation is so expensive these days. And Takahashi, tragically, no longer with us. I don't think we are ever going to get a Yu-Gi-Oh! Again that is going to imitate the style of Yu-Gi-Oh! DM through Vrains, especially one that's going to be weekly, even seasonal, I think is a stretch. So I don't have any faith that an adaptation like this would look good. I mean, you've got to look at some of the clips we got from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters back in the early... This is real, by the way. This is not edited. This is a real clip of Seto Kaiba, and you can find plenty of these scattered throughout DM. Okay, and this is when animation was much cheaper. Not that it was cheap, but much cheaper. And this is when Kazuki Takahashi actually had an impact on Duel Monsters. He was involved heavily with that anime. And you can only do so much. This style of Yu-Gi-Oh! And a thought that a Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga one-to-one adaptation to an anime, weekly or seasonal, is going to look beautiful. It's going to look crisp. It's going to look incredible. It just isn't true. And if it is, they'd have to spend millions might be an understatement. Hundreds of millions, tens of millions of dollars to make it look as good as, you know, you would want it to, and to emulate what is known to be in the industry a very, very difficult styling. And in DM, there's plenty of instances where that just didn't happen. And then my third and final reason, and I think this is something that a lot of people overlook, I really do, it would lack an element that every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Series has had. And what do I mean by that? Unpredictability. I think in today's day and age, discussions, theorizing, talking about with friends, with community members, whether it's Reddit, whether it's Twitter, whether it's whatever, about predicting what's going to come next would totally be devoid and pointless in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga one-to-one anime adaptation. We know everything that's going to happen, right? You've read the manga. In fact, we've seen the duels. Most of the duels, by the way, are like 95 or higher % accurately adapted in the Duel Monsters anime. So if you want to watch Marek versus Mai, sure, that one's a little bit of an outlier. But if you want to watch, you know, Yugi versus Kaiba or Joey versus Marek, most of those duels are very, very accurate to the original manga. You can already experience them in the DM anime. So I just think this idea of a one-to-one manga adaptation for Yu-Gi-Oh!, which would be, at a time, I think would have been really cool, just doesn't make sense. Obviously, from the lack of card sales, I think that's probably the most logistically difficult thing to justify it. But then I think from the element of difficultness to emulate that style, I don't think we're ever going to get a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime in that old Kazuki Takahashi styling again. I just don't. Personally, I think we're going to have, you know, a lot of people blame Rush for that styling change. But I'll tell you what, or the styling change, excuse me. But I'll tell you what, if we get Yu-Gi-Oh! 9, and if we get a Master Rule anime again, which I hope we do, it's going to look more like Sevens and Go Rush than DM through Vrains. I think people have this false equivalency that if we get a Master Rule show, it'll automatically look like the Gallop Yu-Gi-Ohs. I think those days very well are behind us. Maybe I'll be wrong about that. Hopefully we have a Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 where we can see, you know, if that's going to happen or not. But yeah, I just think a one-to-one anime adaptation of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, it's something that a lot of people want, but I just think that it's not feasible, it's not possible, and I don't think it would be as enjoyable as some people make it out to be. But I want to bring in some guys here. I want to bring in my friends. Obviously, they're very close with the show as well. They're very close with the manga. Dak and Nick T. Dak, how are you doing today, man?
Now I'm doing good, buddy. How you doing?
Good. I appreciate the mute during the monologue. Nick T, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing excellent, brother.
All right, well, Nick T, listen, I'm going to start with you. I know you have not read the original manga, but you've seen most of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. And listen, we're just talking about it as a concept. This is something that I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans really want. I have major trepidations with it, as I just laid out. I would love to know your honest thoughts, my friend.
So I think I disagree with your take. And again, all of my arguments come from a place of not having read the manga, and actually that is why I'm able to sort of argue one of the points, and that's unpredictability. Um, I think there's a solid portion of the fan base who maybe just play the card game, just have watched the anime, that wouldn't know exactly what is going on had they not read the manga. So, like, yes, you can't hold it to task because you haven't read the manga, but it doesn't mean you can't enjoy something that is a new type of adaptation, on a previously loved IP. So, like, and I'd be like, yeah, maybe this is anecdotal, but like myself, if I went into it not having read the manga, I would still not necessarily know what's going on, or not know what will happen. And I think that that may be the case for many people.
That's fair. I think just to say one thing, Nick T, I think when we get up to Duelist Kingdom, in this hypothetical adaptation, I think the story beats in Duelist Kingdom, Battle City, maybe not Millennium World, but Duelist Kingdom and Battle City are identical. So I think even if you haven't read the manga, if you've watched the DM anime, Duelist Kingdom and Battle City, sure, there's going to be little changes here. Oh, Pegasus got killed, but the major story beats are the same, in my opinion.
Okay, I mean, and that makes sense, but like, I might use like another IP as a sort of parallel and example, and that is, yes, this is slightly different because it's an unabridged version, but like, Dragon Ball. Putting out Dragon Ball Kai, which is essentially Dragon Ball Z, same beats, but like the filler is cut and there are a couple changes. Yet it was fairly successful in getting another era of watchers into Dragon Ball, prior to then leading into Super. So I think this would be a case of, yes, and maybe there isn't like a subsequent series to lead into, but this might be another chance for people to fall in love with a series that they had not yet dipped their toes into, and then a sort of retelling of a story that people have already seen.
That's fair. And I will go on record and say this. I am open to involving the original cast. I think this is actually a very unpopular take. I am open to that. I just don't want it to be a one-to-one manga to anime reboot, but I would be open to something else. But I get your point. I mean, I see your point, especially. I mean, what about the whole element of selling new product, though?
That element I can't argue, actually. That one that's a very fair point.
Okay.
I think my only argument against it would be that when, like, it wouldn't be new necessarily, but when it comes to like DM, product, I think Gen 1ers have no gripes with, feeding the machine, and Konami's never had an issue with selling anything as in regards to Gen 1, or so.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Or rather, whatever it may be called, DM.
I mean, Gen 1 I think is fair. Yeah, I think it's fair.
Yeah. So, like, I don't think they've ever had an issue selling things regarding that IP, and I think that extends to them. That would extend to a manga adaptation.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. No, I mean, it's fair. Listen, it's very fair. Dak, you are coming from the perspective of someone that has read the original manga. You've also obviously watched the DM anime. I'd love to know your thoughts. I mean, are you kind of agreeing with me, agreeing with Nick T, a little mix of both? What do you think, man?
I mean, I'd say definitely a little bit of both. I can see where it would be cool to have. I can, especially for like a big old 30th anniversary project, or something like that. It would work pretty well. You have definitely a lot of key elements. Dragon Ball Z, Kai was going to be one of my main points there, as that is something that worked. It was successful. I don't care. That's the beauty. We're on the same wavelength. It worked well. One Piece is even doing it now. They are doing a remake kind of idea for One Piece, going back through and fixing pacing and removing some of the filler and stuff like that to kind of retell the series a little bit closer to the manga. And I mean, people eat it up. So I mean, it's something that can work. It's something that obviously worked with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Granted, that's a little bit of a different story, kind of take at the time. But, I mean, having those kind of elements come together can make a great project. Yeah, you'd have, a shorter run kind of idea, but it can also buy a little bit more time, give, someone like Konami Animation that ability to kind of test the waters with their animation, put it more in their kind of Chronicles kind of style. So it looks really good. It's kind of that in between something like Sevens and something like the Gallop that we've known and loved in terms of animation for the most part. You get that nice kind of happy medium. They get to tweak it and fine tune it for that next main series. And then, of course, in terms of products, I mean, definitely there's a lot of stuff they could be selling and marketing. It might not all be card game specific, but I mean, they could easily make variants of all the different games that he does in the Season 0 era of the story. Dungeon Dice Monsters could get a physical board game relaunch. They had that back in the early 2000s when that came out. So they could easily do stuff like that. They could easily do, like they've done countless times and people have bought every single time, special new versions, new artworks, new rarities and printings of all these classic monsters. Or you just add a little bit on the end of each episode of, you like the, Weevil's insect deck? Well, here's some more types of cards that you can use to modify and amplify that deck for the modern day. And they could easily have, a 2-minute little segment that shows how you can make it more competitive at the end of the episode. So there are ways to still kind of keep it in that competitive realm, showcase new features, have new packs, have new expansions. And really with all of those types, it's a way to bring those deck types new support without having to necessarily animate them specifically. If you're like, hey, here's Red Eyes, you love Red Eyes? Check out this pack that's got Red Eye support. And then, you launch a couple new Red Eyes cards, you tease a couple at the end, and boom. People say, oh, I love Red Eyes, and they go out and buy the packs to try to get it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's fair points. I mean, I just am not convinced by any means that the people that play this game and only watch the anime for the cards, which that is a large majority of people. I can speak to this directly because I get hundreds of comments, on the channel, on videos that I upload. There were so many people during the Arc 5 days. Oh, shuns dueling. Don't care about the story. What new Raid Raptors are we going to get? Oh, Emma Besso's dueling. Don't really care who wins. Just hope we get an Altergeist card that has a quick effect that, and all this stuff. And you'd get comments like that all the time whenever you would do episode summaries or cast lists. There were a lot of people, and I think that's why the viewership for Rush, at least over here, in the West, dropped off so significantly, because that large contingency of people that were only watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, or maybe not only, but that was a very majority reason for the cards. They don't care about the story. They don't care who wins. I cannot envision those people watching this product. I just can't, especially when you think we don't get to real, quote unquote, real dueling until Battle City. I mean, that would be what, Dak, 70, 80 episodes if you adapt all of the original manga before we get to that point?
It'd be a decent chunk, but I don't know if it'd be that far.
But it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot.
It'd definitely be.
And you need people watching, the show early on. And I don't know if, you adapt it with those old cards and with all of the stuff that takes place before Duelist Kingdom, which is great stuff. Listen, I'm not trying to say anything negative about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga. I've gone on record many times. I've said it's the greatest piece of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the greatest piece of Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, but I don't know if it would ever be justified to be made.
Oh yeah, no, definitely it'd be interesting to see if they were to go that route. But I mean, definitely with proper pacing, with proper story beats and everything, I think that they could make it work. And with the proper product placements, they could relaunch it without having to make a bunch of new duels. More than anything, without even really having to update it. I do think, especially as you get into that Duelist Kingdom and kind of beyond element. Like I said, I mean, people love the nostalgia. People love the DM. I mean, that's always there. You'll definitely have people who just tune in just because it's that, even if they just want to see oh, look, they're showing a new super duper reverse rarity Blue Eyes, where the card itself is, hollow and the picture's not. And they'll eat that kind of stuff up. Regardless, people always are. Even a lot of TCG, a lot of OCG players, they want that rarest rarity that they can get, and if it's a brand new one that's going to be worth something, they're going to go for it. Shiny attracts people. It does. I'm not ashamed to it. I've got plenty of holographic cards sitting in a box in the other room because I like the rarity.
Yeah,
I think most
people do. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting discussion. I mean, I knew that it was going to be an opinion that was definitely a hotter one I was not expecting much agreement on it because, listen, for 10 years I've made content and this has been the number one request that people have wanted. It just doesn't interest me all that much.
That's fair.
For the reasons I've laid out. And, I don't know. I mean, with me, listen, a big thing with me is that discussion element. I think if you've watched season 0 and if you've watched the DM anime, even if you haven't read the original manga, which you should, I think you have a great grasp on what's happening next. Like, there would never be a discussion in this potential hypothetical like adaptation during Battle City of, oh, I wonder what's going to happen at the end of this duel, or man, I wonder what's going to happen at the end of this arc, because unless you have not seen any Yu-Gi-Oh, that's different. But I would imagine a large majority of eyes watching would have seen Yu-Gi-Oh because it is a very niche product. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just missing the point on that, like Nick T. But I mean, what do you think?
To be honest, again, I think, and this is something we've reiterated for months now. Work or not, it's if that's something they announced at Jump Festa, I'm jumping for joy. I'll take it. I will take it. Even if it doesn't work, even if this take is correct and you're right and it doesn't really work, I will take it. But I think here's the thing too, and like this is sort of an aside to any of the points, is that we kind of live in an age where people, and maybe actually could be true for all eras of life and any generation, but this is something sellable right now, at least, and marketable, is nostalgia. Nostalgia sells, and even if this isn't exact DM, this is a shiny new version of something that people grew up on, and that is appealing. That sells, even if it doesn't work, it sells.
But Nick D, don't you think it would be more beneficial if it was just an alternate story to the original like manga DM anime? Same characters, but the decks are all upgraded and the viewer doesn't know exactly what's going to happen in each duel. Or do you think or do you think that may be seen as insulting to Kazuki Takahashi and the story that he created, which that's a take that people have had as well, which I get that.
I'm actually kind of seeing now the specifics of this point, because you're arguing 1-to-1.
Correct.
And I think to that point, yeah, I actually think some modifications for the modern era, especially as it pertains to card game players who may be tuning in, updates would be acceptable and not tarnishing any legacy. I think that manga was written for that time, and if they're going to put money into it now, maybe some updates, would be necessary, especially for the card game players.
Right.
So yeah, okay, I can concede on that. I think, yeah, maybe 1-to-1 wouldn't necessarily work, but I think some modern tweaks would be necessary. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, listen, it's a big debate, and I mean, it isn't it fun to debate about hypothetical stuff when there's still a very, very good chance that in now less than 30 days, it's literally December 19th, 8 p.m. So if you snap your fingers and move time forward by exactly a month, it will be Jump Festa night, and we will probably be about 20 minutes away from the panel, which just thinking about that makes me nauseous. Doesn't it make you nauseous, dude? I mean,
a little bit. It makes me. I am nervous.
I'm nervous too, trying not to think about it. And it's fun to talk about, what you want, what you don't want, what you think would work, what you think wouldn't work. Meanwhile, it's like you give us as you said, you give us anything, and yeah, you'll be jumping for joy because at this point, who knows what the hell the future holds? Seriously, I mean, it is insane. I don't know if either of you boys had anything else you kind of wanted to add or touch on regarding the DM, the possibility or the appeal even of a DM manga 1-to-1 adaptation. If not, that's totally fine. We had a good discussion about it.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I think it can work either way. You know, if they want to do it as that nice kind of nostalgia piece, you know, kind of make it as that, you know, legacy kind of a goodbye, you know, kind of thank you, or whatever. You know, they could easily do it with that 1-to-1, have it work, you know, and be a nice little kind of a way to bring it into the modern era, bring some new people into the show, all that. I think that could definitely work. If they did want to tweak it, have modern decks and things, but keep those same kind of story beats, I think that they would still be able to have that nice proper way to honor him and everything without drastically changing the story. Then, you know, definitely that could easily work as well. It would be cool to see, you know, Yugi and Joey whip out like, you know, Red Eyes Dragoon or
Sure.
someone, you know,
Sure.
Dark Dragoon, you know, whatever, you know, in a duel against the Paradox Brothers with, you know, that new Gate Guardian. You know, there's some fun ways that they
And
could.
by
they could
the
do
way,
some stuff
dude,
like that
I'm
for
sorry,
sure.
but if a moment like that happened, that's the sort of moment that has the potential to blow up on YouTube, blow up on social media. I think much more than if it was just the same exact duel play out like we've seen in the manga and like we saw in the original DM anime.
That's
I think
fair.
the additions of iconic monsters like that, like Dragoon, that could be like massive, I think.
All right, well, and the monkey's paw for this. Let's say you get that, you also have to get a Pyramid of Light remake now.
Well, what?
All right.
Sure,
Yeah, why not?
sure, okay. No, I mean,
I'll take it.
I would take it. I mean, again, if the
One season dedicated to Pyramid of Light.
one
It's part of the show now
Okay.
instead of a movie.
yeah, I've seen a lot of people also say, Dak, like if we get a manga adaptation, have to like have Doma in it. But I mean, I you know, and again, I don't think they would, but like, I guess anything would be on the table. I just think that the manga was for a very like, as Nick T said, it was for the time. Like it was for the late 90s. It was for the early 2000s. And like, I just think in this day and age, especially with how the DM anime was, I just think a direct adaptation would not be all that appealing. And I think there's a lot of cooler things they could do for that DM cast, which could include, again, just updating the cards. I mean, I think, you know, while that wouldn't be my favorite thing in the world if it was just that, because I would love to see some different story beats. So you still have that theorizing, you still have that speculation, you still have that, man, I don't know how this duel is going to play out. Which is something that has existed in every Yu-Gi-Oh, by the way. I really think people overlook that, including Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. DM, even if you read the manga, you didn't know what was happening in the virtual world. You didn't know how Doma was going to play out. You didn't know how the KC Grand Prix was going to play out. Every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime has had that speculative approach where you as the viewer at some point or another do not know what's happening next. You would not have that with a project like this. And I think that is something that would take a little bit of the enjoyment out of it. And I think maybe I'm alone on that, but I think some people overlook that for sure. Listen, we are still jammed packed. We've got 2 segments coming up. DM Hot Take Phase, where we're going to read your hot takes on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. And we've got Pulse of the Community, which I am very, very excited for. We do have a couple of donations before we get to the hot take phase, I believe. Would you gentlemen like to assist me and read some of those?
Absolutely. I think we just have one on our end. Am I right? in
Oh, you're
saying
right.
that
You're
there?
right. You're right.
Yes.
And it is. Let me navigate here. We have $5 from Ice Aiden.
Thank you, Ice Aiden. Thank you, my friend.
Pressure. And he said, "Hello, Yugi Bros. I was going to give out my hot take here, but I don't want to sound too controversial."
What?
Now I'm curious.
Did he
I
give
don't
it or
know.
no?
I don't believe
Oh,
so.
you can't do that,
I
man.
didn't see it, but you got to share it. Yeah.
Ice
Yeah.
Aiden, we're doing the hot take phase, man. We're gonna be reading some spicy ones for DM. You gotta give us your hot take. Look in the
wait.
chat if he does. Do you see one, Nick T?
Is this? I can't tell if that's because now my chat doesn't go far back enough. I think this might be it, but I don't know.
Read it.
Oh, actually, made this. I don't know. Actually,
Not a big deal. He
this is for me a good character. That might have been a support statement to his take. Ice Aiden, if you're still
if he's
here,
still here, ask him to put it in.
yeah, please put it in chat.
Yeah. And the guys will keep a lookout. Ice Aiden. I don't
Gave it
have
a while
chat
back.
up,
Share it again.
but.
We missed it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, share it again. Ice Aiden, thank you so much for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it. We do have a $2 donation from Dark Emperor J. Random question: which restaurant / fast food has the best signature sauce? Dark Emperor J, thank you so much for the very kind donation. Best signature sauce. I'm a huge fan of
Thank you for
Cane's.
the dono.
Cane's.
Oh.
Has incredible sauce. There's only one man
good.
that I do not know that I know does not like Cane's, and that is my brother, who does not like Cane's, but
At all.
at all. Said it was awful, but he's an interesting guy. I think Cane's is fantastic, so I'm absolutely going Cane sauce. Absolutely.
Ooh, that honestly, that's a dark horse. That's a good pick.
Yep, that is a good pick.
Shoot, man. Like I am a big Chick-fil-A sauce guy.
Yeah, I mean that's a good. It's
Good one.
basic, but it's a good one.
It is basic. I know it's basic. Okay, I know.
It was so good that they started selling it in Walmart, so you can't really
Yeah, and I have a dupe
complain
of
too
it
much
from
about
Aldi.
that.
Well, Dak, what are you picking?
Honestly, lately I've been really just enjoying cookout sauce, which has just been fantastic. That's more of a
Culver's.
no, it's called cookout.
It's called Cookout. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've never had it. It's a regional thing.
It is. It's more, yeah, kind of the mid-Atlantic
deep
and
south.
No, not
Not
deep.
deep
I'm
south.
sure there are some deep south, but Steakhouse had it in South Carolina. There's one pretty much across the street from me. It's not great for me
That's
because
sick.
I can go get it whenever I want, which is not good. But it's a place you'd love. You can do a milkshake with for like an extra $1. There's like 30 flavors that you can combine.
Cool. Yeah, no, I mean, listen,
Burgers, fries, all that kind of stuff.
I'll have
Yeah,
to.
they have, sauce.
I'll have to get it. Another really good one is ranch. I don't know if you guys have ever had that, but the Nature Valley.
I thought you found that too
the
spicy.
well, it's got a kick. I don't find it too spicy, but the Hidden Valley Ranch is very good. Yeah, big fan of Hidden Valley Ranch. Nick T, you're telling me that Ice Aiden has written his hot take.
He did. Yes.
Okay, let's hear it. Preview for the
he
phase.
said- I actually think Anzu is a good character. I don't care if she's a good duelist or just a duelist in general.
Yeah, so I would say if I had to rate that, I would probably put it in the middle. But I fully agree with this. I think she is a good character. I think she's she doesn't annoy me. I think in the English dub, she's a lot more helpless than she was in the original version, to be honest. But I think she's a really good character. I think she plays her role well. And like, I would even double down, I say, and I would take it a step further. I genuinely think she is a good duelist. I genuinely do. I mean, she's dueled 3 times. She's never lost. And by the way, one of those duels, we don't talk about this enough, man. Have you ever stood in one of those work freezers? Like you walk into the back kitchen at like a plate, a walk-in freezer. Try standing in there for 20 minutes and then trying to duel on your phone on Duel Links. That's the condition she was in when she was dueling Crump. In short shorts. Yeah, let's go. When she was dueling Crump, she literally, her body was freezing. And to duel in that sort of environment, I don't think we talk about the mental toughness, the, clutch critical thinking. Like she really, I think, shut a lot of people up in that duel. And I think she's a good duelist. I have her ranked in the top 100 at number 100. I think she's a good duelist. I really do. So, and I think she's a good character. So I think it is a hot take to a degree, I say it, because there are a lot of people that disagree with it, but I like it. I mean, Dak, what do you think?
I mean, I think yeah, she's a fine character overall. She's definitely better than some of the following, leading ladies. We'll say, like Coterie.
I think I like her more than Asuka. How about that for a hot take? I think I like her more than Alexis.
I'll put that on a little warmer side there.
Okay. I think a lot of people would think that's ridiculous, but I think she was better overall written, and I felt like the writing team knew what type of character she was supposed to be, and they wrote her much better than someone like Alexis, to be honest.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen. Listen, we got plenty of hot takes coming from you guys that we are going to get to in a little bit. Calibro has donated. What on earth? Calibro has donated
Whoa.
a $10 donation. Hi, Dill. Here is my absentee fee. Please don't punish me, boss. Winky face. Calibro, thank you so much.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean
Behaviors of
Well, we say it all the time, Nick T, right? Behavior's a language. And so what was Caliber saying within that message of the donation? I don't know.
behaviors of language.
I mean,
I don't-
The winky face was worth throwing it off, though.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I know you like using that phrase. It doesn't really apply here because the
Behavior's a
language
language.
was the language, not the behavior.
Oh, I thought maybe the smile. Oh no, it was a smiley face, not a winky face.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
see, now
but
you
that's
just
still
changed
a-
the whole context of his message.
A gesture is a gesture is part of language, I think.
That's fair. What is it? What does this gesture
That's
mean
true.
if it's part of language? What does this mean?
I can't see what.
Don't
you're
worry, you'll
doing
get it on the
unless you-
delay. You let me know what it means.
Oh, god damn.
6, 7,
God damn
I'm
it, dude.
giving up on
Cal-
Off my computer. I'll delete my YouTube.
I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you later.
Cal Breezy, thank you for the donation, my man. I appreciate you. I believe we have. I believe we
We have
have.
a couple more.
We can do. We'll do one more, and then we'll do the hot take phase. How about that?
That sounds great.
Okay.
So the next one we have is $5 from Electric.
By the way,
Avenue.
Caliber, seriously, thank you so much. There's no punishment. Kevin, thank you so much for the donation.
And Kevin said, "Who do y'all think would win in a duel between Selena and Gore?"
Well, me and Dab, I mean, Nick T's only seen Vrains of those two shows. Me
Yeah.
and Dak are the only ones that can answer this.
I mean, he can still give an opinion.
He can.
He knows who,
I'm going with
he knows who Gore
Selena.
is.
I'm going with Selena. I think Luna Lights is a better deck. I think she's a better duelist.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
100%. I mean, no question in my mind. That she would, like,
You're
she could
snap
do
calling
50 times. No, 50 times she'd win every time.
Oh, I don't know
Wow.
if it's that lopsided. I don't know if
It
it's
is.
that lopsided, but yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, it is.
I'm gonna go Selena there, for sure. I know we have 2 more donations from KT Martin and Mr. Demon Sushi. Thank you guys so much. We are going to get to your donations right after the next phase, but ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be doing the hot take phase. This is a segment where Dak and Nick T have found Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters hot takes. We have asked you, you have sent them in, and I am going to be rating them on a scale of cold, medium, or burning fire hot. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's begin the hot take phase. All right, first take, what do we got?
Is that me or you? I think that's you, right, Dak?
Yeah, I think mine was first, if I remember
I believe
correctly.
it was,
Um,
yes.
Yes. So it says, I'm in favor of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Remake that's more faithful to the manga and adapts Yu-Gi-Oh! R, and that's all I want.
Not far from what we were
Hang
talking
on,
about
this
earlier,
is just a
actually.
response to
No.
the opening monologue. But this does speak to what I was saying. This is a big request a lot of people want. Listen, Hades, I'm gonna put you at cold. I mean, it is I have to put it as a mild take because this is, I think, one of the most common takes when it comes to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Remake, Yu-Gi-Oh! DM, whatever it may be. This is something a lot of people want. Now, again, this is not necessarily a one-to-one adaptation. But yeah, I mean, I've listed out in my monologue my concerns with it. If it was one-to-one, if you're going to update the cards, if you're going to update the decks, if you're going to change some story beats and animate Yu-Gi-Oh! R, which I think would actually be incredible, I'm certainly more down for it. But yeah, first take here is going to be on the it's going to be on the mild, the honey mustard side, if you will. But Hades, thank you for the hot take.
I stand by that. We should be getting a season of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh!
R.
R.
That would be our DM manga.
What is
Right?
Yu-Gi-Oh! R? I'm sorry, I'm unfamiliar.
It's a spin-off kind of manga that takes place. What is it? It's like right after Battle
Right after
City?
Battle City, yeah.
Or is it like?
I believe
yeah.
it's right after
And
Battle
it's kind of
City.
like the general
Interesting.
points that I remember are that it's like Pegasus had like almost like an apprentice who kind of is coming after Yugi and friends for revenge.
Trying to
Same.
revive Pegasus. Yeah.
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 It's a pretty cool story for what it is. It's nice and short. It's what, like 7 volumes, I think.
You
So,
have
I mean,
the
it's-
wicked
it could work as
gods.
like a-
You have the wicked gods, which are
Yep.
plays on the Egyptian gods. No, it's really good. Now the question here, Dak. Let's say you can't have both. Would you rather Doma or Yu-Gi-Oh! R right after Battle City?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay. Okay. That's fair.
I think that would just be. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Doma. I do. But I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Has like a lot more potential for what it could
Sure.
be if you flesh everything out and all
yeah,
that.
I kind of lean
But
that
my-
way too. Yeah.
My one is Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't want to say Chronicles because obviously the Chronicles have kind of ruined that. But Pokemon Chronicles, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Give us start off with that Yu-Gi-Oh! R. Give us that kind of short little arc, little season. Roll on into that GX manga. Roll on into that 5Ds manga. Roll on into that Zexo manga, and then end it there.
Sure. Sure. I mean, if you're updating the cards, I'm
Or if
I'm
you want
down.
to do brains, you can cut it like 10 seconds short, and then we'll be fine.
come on, man.
You want to keep it in.
All right, what's the next one, Nick T?
The next one is mine here, and I'm giving a shout out to our homie Shiggy.
Oh,
This is a take
Shiggy's
from
getting in on the
Shiggy's.
fun. Love it. We love Shiggy's on this channel.
Yes.
We really do.
And Shiggy's take is, my Duel Monsters hot take is that it is okay to skip Duelist Kingdom. It is the worst Duel Monsters arc. My other hot take is that the Virtual World arc is good, actually.
Wow.
That's 2 takes for the price of
It's
one.
2 takes for the price of one.
2 takes.
We've got our first hot take. That is absolutely a hot take. To call Duelist Kingdom the worst arc in DM is definitely a hot one. So I love it. You know what? This is what the hot takes are all about. Your unpopular opinions, and she knows it's a hot take, and I love it. I would love to follow up with Shiggy's, and hopefully she'll be on the channel in exactly 30 days, where because she
right.
usually comes on for Jump Festa, which is always wonderful. It's the biggest guest we have on every single year, and she hopefully, I'm gonna grill her on this a little bit. I would love to know why she feels that way, because something I have seen over the years is people, especially people that really enjoy the card game, not loving Duelist Kingdom because it's before the established rules. And so when they watch Duelist Kingdom, it's like, what the hell is this? It's no different to a degree than like a Pokemon battle where there's just elements that are being made up as the fight goes on. I've seen that.
That's every Pokemon battle
That's
Sure, but that's kind of like dual.
modern meta of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes. Well, yeah, that's.
Just make up what you want with half of these cards. Oh, I can play my turn on your turn. That's right.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. But yeah, I'm very, very interested to see what her rationale is. But yeah, it's a hot take. I mean, to say that's the worst arc is a hot take. To say Virtual World arc is good, I'd probably put in the middle. But both of those, for the DM take, for the Duelist Kingdom take, yeah, that's a hot one. Absolutely love that.
hot.
So love that. Great take there, Shiggies. All right, we got a hot one, boys. All right, what is the next one we got, Dak?
So the next one here was hot take: the Yugi versus Kaiba duel at Battle City is not the best DM duel, or even the best in Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole. For me, in terms of DM, it's Yugi versus Atem, which I know is your second best. That duel has a theme of growing up, change, trying new things, and letting go of old things that once meant a lot to you, who, as someone with autism, can relate to, is, as change is scary, I can relate to Yugi a lot in that duel. I just feel over time, Yugi versus Kaiba has gotten overrated and overhyped to the point where you see it number one on too many best duel lists, not just you, but everyone, and there isn't much diversity in the top pick. I mean, no disrespect or offense to you, obviously, and it's still an amazing duel, but I like to subvert expectations when ranking my duels for all shows.
Yeah, a lot said there. I'm actually going to say this is a cold take because I don't necessarily agree that like every list has it at number one. And Blader Smosh did also say it's an amazing duel, so I would imagine they still rate it very highly. I think if the take was Yugi versus Kaiba at Battle City is not a good duel, then I would say, okay, if you believe that, then yeah, I'll put that as a hot take. But I think, preferring Yugi and Atem, I believe Watch Mojo, when they did their top 10 DM duels, they had Yugi versus Atem at number one. TGS Anime, I think, had the same 1-2 as me. Yugi and Atem at 2. Kaiba, Yugi, Battle City at 1. I think a lot of people feel those are like the two best in the show. But to say it's not the best in DM, I feel like I've definitely seen that take over the years. But no, I mean, I love that Blader here gave his opinions on it and gave his rationale, and that is That is really cool. So Blader, thank you so much for the hot take. But yeah, I mean, I think they still call it an amazing duel. You know, I'll put it as a cold take.
That's fair.
Nick T, what do we got, man?
That's fair. We got, let me pull it up. I think it was this one. Hold on. Okay. Yes. This one is from our very own Tyler DeBoer.
Thank you for the dono.
And it says, when it comes to legacy support for Duel Monsters era cards, Rush Duel support is exponentially more respectful to the original cards than the TCG OCG prints nowadays.
Well, Tyler is a huge Rush Duel guy. Huge
true,
Rush
but,
Duel guy.
man.
You know, I do agree with this take. I'm gonna say it's like a middle take because I think this is a spicy take for anybody who maybe does not pay attention to Rush, but I think this is like the right take. I think that Rush Duel support is very like reminiscent of the original cards. They play on the original cards. And the TCG, OCG, sure, they're giving like old, you know, anime deck support, but they're so like all over the place that, yeah, I'm gonna say it's not a mild take, a spicy take, but it's one that I definitely agree with for sure, 100% agree with it. Thank you, Tyler, for the take. Dak, we have a voicemail one. Is that correct?
Oh, I love this.
Yes, we
Okay, and
do.
again, we have a number here. We have a phone number that you can call into. Let's go, man. Yeah, what's the
All right,
the
so
call?
Let's make sure this one works here.
Okay.
Hi, Dylan. This is Silver Napper.
Silver Napper.
Mine, I got one. Here's a good one. Anzu is better than every other DM character in the show, and the strongest duelist, in my opinion. Yeah, that's my hot take right there.
You know, that's actually wild considering
Yep.
we got that also as a part 2 take from
Ice Aiden, yeah.
later. Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, that is such a crazy take that it almost feels borderline like a troll take. I'm not sure if Silver Napper is actually being serious. I'm going to assume that they are. And if that is really what they believe, that she is not only the best character in the original Yu-Gi-Oh, but the best duelist in the original Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, you got to put it in a hot take, but that one is so insane. That man, it's that is a burning hot take. I mean, that is crazy. So,
I mean, you have to figure him calling her the best duelist is probably intentionally inflammatory, but like that's. And maybe I'm wrong, but like that's wild.
I mean that's the nature of the hot take phase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. Silver Napper, thank you for the call in. I believe we have 3 more here. Nick T, what do you got for me?
I've got. I think this should be. Wait, not this one. Yep, we already read that. Number 6 here. We have. Oh, this one's from another. Regular here at Delayed on MTA, whose hot take says Season 4 had the best mechanics in Yu-Gi-Oh! Fusing with spells / traps, punching your opponent, Kyotoras, damage counters becoming attack points, loss avoiders, and % damage reductions to get to 10 life points. Oh, an infinite attack, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that as spicy. I think that's kind of a middle of the road take. I don't know if I agree with it. Season 4 certainly had a lot of creativity, as just beautifully outlined there by Delayed on MTA. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, to say it had the best mechanics in Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, maybe I upgrade this to hot. I'm going to keep it spicy because there was so many, like, things that they did where I feel like a lot of people kind of hold. Like, a lot of people view that Yugi Darts Kaiba duel as the most ridiculous, over-the-top duel. Maybe besides, like, the Don 1000 one in Zexal. But for people that haven't seen Zexal, I mean, that's got to be number 1. So, yeah, I think that we have to put that at spicy. I'm going to give it credit, but I can't give it super hot. So good take there, Delayed. Absolutely love it. And we got 2 more. Dak, what's the next one?
Yeah, so the next one here is My hot take is that the stupidest thing Kaiba did was ripping the Blue Eyes card in the beginning. He had no reason to do it in the first place. If he was scared someone would use it against him, why not just hide it away in case? He had started the whole plot because he got scared.
I'm gonna say this is also kind of a medium take, because I think to say that is the stupidest thing he did is overlooking a lot of the stupid things he would then do in Battle City and the arcs to come, like, blowing up the island with, people still on it before it was clear to blow it up. I mean, he barely got
away.
He barely got off that island in time. So there were a lot of dumb, especially in the manga too. He was just a psycho. There were a lot of dumb things he did. And even the action of ripping it up. I mean, just looking at that, like, why on earth did he just not keep the card and lock it away with the, multi-million-dollar company that he owned? I'm sure he could put that card in a very safe, secure location. I mean, he's so afraid of that card being used against him. One copy of a vanilla 3,000 attack point monster is not going to be the end for you, my friend, especially if that person doesn't have any, like, Blue Eyes support cards. But I get that there was deeper symbolism there. It's not as simple as that. So, yeah, I will go and I will say mild. No, not mild. I'm sorry, spicy. But
in the family, Mokuba could have had that.
Give it to Mokuba. Give it to Mokuba.
They could have had a tag team. You could have 4 Blue Eyes on the field at once.
Give it to Mokuba, yeah. But Yukishima, thank you so much for the comment there. And then we have one more. Dak, would you like to read it, my friend?
I would, but I just read mine.
Oh, Nick T, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
man. I'm
mine.
sorry about that, buddy.
Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. And this one is from Claire, and Claire's hot take is Siegfried von Schroeder is one of the best DM villains since he's not some over-the-top evil bad guy like Pegasus, Merrick, Bakuda, Darts, and Noah were. He's just a normal guy who was always second best to Kaiba and had legitimate grievances with him.
I do agree that he had legitimate grievances, and every now and then it is cool to see a villain that is not like a force of, like, God, nature, whatever it may be, like a pure evil force. That sympathetic villain, right? But that said, I'm going to give this a hot take because there is no way that Siegfried is one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! DM villains in my mind, because I thought Pegasus was done incredibly well. And I wouldn't even call Pegasus an over-the-top evil bad guy. I would call him a very, maybe short, evil victim of circumstance. But then to say Siegfried is better than Marek and Bakura and Pegasus, that's a hot take. I don't agree with it. It's a hot take. I do agree that I like Siegfried more than Darts. I'm not sure about Noah, but yeah, Siegfried to me is not in that same echelon as a Pegasus, Marek, Bakura. But wow, love it. We got a lot of hot takes here, boys. A lot of hot takes.
Seriously, excellent.
Yeah, excellent stuff to everybody.
Spicy take.
Yeah, to everybody that participated in the hot take phase. Thank you so much. Cool. All right. Well, that'll be a video that's up on the channel at some point. We will be doing that, by the way, for every single show. So do not miss your chance to give in your hot take for GX. That's probably going to be maybe in December or January, but we will let you guys know when that is going to happen. We're going to do it for every show. To everybody that participated, thank you. If we missed your comment, we apologize. We certainly do not miss comments on purpose. It'd be impossible to go through every single comment we get. But to everybody that participates and sends in a comment, thank you so much. We still have the pulse of the community. Yes, we still have the pulse of the community to come. That's going to be coming a little later on. I think we have like 10 donations right now, which is crazy. So to everybody donating, thank you. We are going to read 5 right now in chronological order. And then we are going to do the pulse of the community. And then we'll do any comments, donations, discussion afterwards. So I think we're going to start with KT Martin's super chat, Nick T. Thank you guys so much for all the support. You allow me to do this. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, starting with KT Martin.
Thank you, KT.
1996, $5. And Katie said, I got locked in the big freezer at my job once with no coat. Broken lock at all. I feel Anzu's pain. Oh my God.
Now, KT Martin, first of all, I'm sorry that happened to you, man. Imagine you're freezing. You're probably a little nervous. You're probably a little scared. I would be. Pull out your phone and play Duel Links. play Yu-Gi-Oh! No, play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, because that's what happened to her. Not only was she in those circumstances, but then she had to duel a penguin while her body was freezing, while she was freezing to death. I don't think we give her enough credit for dueling in those sorts of circumstances, Nick T.
I don't disagree with that, but I think this is real life, and getting stuck in a freezer, locked in a freezer, has more dire implications than pulling out your phone and not performing super well in Duel Links.
No, of course you're right. And now you're making it sound like I'm upset that KT Martin didn't pull out Duel Links while he was in the freezer. No, I want to be on record and say this. If you're ever stuck in a freezer, get out of the freezer as quickly as possible. And I'm happy that you got out of the freezer, KT Martin. But listen, imagine being back in that moment and having to duel your way out of the freezer. Nick T, this is stuff that happens to these characters, man. And sometimes only when you're in those positions do you understand what they went through. KT Martin is the perfect advocate to speak on how difficult and how brave and how awesome it was that she came through, beat Crump, and won the duel. That's freaking awesome. Thank you, KT.
I respect
Thank
it.
you for the super chat, my friend. And
Yes.
if there's any lesson to be taken from there, be careful when going in freezers. No, really, be careful when going in freezers. What do you think I was going to say?
I don't know, something about difficulty with Duel Links or dueling being stuck in a freezer.
When are we gonna make this a video
What are you talking about?
where we take you, and we put you in a freezer at like Walmart or somewhere, for a little bit, and you duel?
I think it's
My job has a walk-in.
Can we do that, Nick T?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think it's actually a
weekend.
great idea, because she was probably dueling for about 20 minutes. So I have to open Master Duel on my phone, and I have to duel in the freezer for 20 minutes.
Yeah, we'll set you up with
In shorts.
with a ring light and a camera, and we'll just do a whole video of you doing Duel Links in the walk-in.
Yeah, and I have to be in shorts like she was, to make it accurate. And I'll do an expose piece. Yeah, I think this is great. I think it's a great.
I actually think this would work the best if you were dressed exactly like it.
Honestly,
If
you
were
should
cosplaying
cosplay
onto
Taya.
it. Yeah.
Do I have to have the wig on?
And then, yes.
Okay.
100%.
We'll talk about it.
100%.
We'll talk. No, we'll figure this out.
I'll let him forego the wig.
Okay.
All right, maybe without the wig, but the rest has to be accurate.
The rest of it does need to be accurate.
And that would be hilarious and cool. It'd be a good video.
Well, and you know what? I think my goal of that video would be, hey, she fought hard, and that's the takeaway I'd want people to have.
Well, and
She's
see,
a
and then at
fighter.
the end, then you can challenge some more Yugi tubers to do the same thing.
Oh, it's like
I feel like
A freezer duel
instead
challenge.
of the ice bucket challenge, it's the dual freezer challenge.
Exactly.
so. This could not end well.
All right.
But hey, I'm for
next
it.
Next donation. Come on.
We have
Thank you,
$10 from
wow.
Mr. Demon Sushi.
What a username, Mr. Demon Sushi. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much.
Speaking of challenges,
The 30-day sushi challenge.
yeah.
Did it. Did that.
And Mr. Demon Sushi said, "Hi Dylan, would you prefer if they made the reboot family friendly like the dub to make it accessible to kids, hook them while they're young, or a more mature version like Takahashi originally intended?"
Yeah, I mean, I think what you would get, Mr. Demon Sushi, I think you'd get both. I think you would get.
You get a little bit of both.
I think you would get the mature version in the sub, and I think you would get the family-friendly version in the English dub. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has not changed their formula ever, that they are trying to do accurate one-to-one dubs of what happened in the original version. If you're asking me what my preference is, I actually think that I would prefer that formula. The original version is there if you want that darker, more accurate, mature version. The dub is there if you want that family-friendly version. And I think that's smart. I personally prefer the mature versions. I'm not one of those people who believe that like kids need to be like sheltered from. I also don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a series that does stuff like a Chainsaw Man or even Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, it's not a brutally like death is sure mentioned and is like an involvement, but not to the degree as some of these other anime, Attack on Titan, that kids are probably watching. Like the way that the internet is, man, it's like kids are so desensitized to stuff. It's not like it was in the early 2000s. So I'm always in favor of original source material, and I think that's fine. That would be my opinion on it. But if we got something like that, Demon Sushi, I think it would be both versions. I think it would be both versions. I think you'd get
Fair
the
enough.
dub as the
Fair
dub
enough.
I don't want to will a horrible idea that came to mind just now, so I don't know if I should say it.
Yeah, just say it.
Say
It
it.
would be the worst kind of monkey paws. Finger curls back. You get a new Yu-Gi-Oh. The sub is exactly that. It's nice and dark and entertaining in that regard. And then the dub we get is like a Teen Titans Go kind of a show.
Oh. I mean, that's to say it's
Yeah.
bad, but it's very marketed extremely differently.
I mean, to me,
It is. It will be completely different style.
yeah.
Everything would be drastically different.
To me, my thought on it would just be watch the original. I mean that and that's kind of what I've said for a while. I'm not one of those people that dislikes English dubs. My preference is just always the original source material. And actually, there's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh dubs that I do enjoy. While I was prepping this podcast, I had that Yu-Gi-Oh 24/7 stream that they're running up, and it was the Joey Marek duel. And I watched that and basically the entire duel in the dub. And I love going back and watching not only for not only for like nostalgia purposes, but really to see like, okay, what did they change? What did they do differently? Do I prefer this? Sometimes I do. Usually I don't. But yeah, as long as we get a good original source, that's all I care about. You know what I mean? That's all I care about.
Fair enough.
But Mr. Demon Sushi, thank you so much for the question. And thank you for the super chat, my friend. I greatly, greatly appreciate you.
Yes. We have $2 from Cinna.
Cena, wow, it's been a while.
Cinna. Yeah.
Thank you
and
so
it
much.
They said
Hot take.
speedroids are peak. What's up, Dill? I'm back.
Cena, she is such a Speedroid fan. It's unbelievable. And it's crazy that I have not heard from them in months. And the very first message, the first word is Speedroids. It's very fitting.
Yes, it is.
Cena, Speedroid, Cena the Speedroids. Thank you so much for the super chat. Great to hear from you again. Hope everything's been well. Thank you, Cena. Thank you so much.
And speaking of people that have not been around in a while, we have $20 from Snipe Down.
Oh, Snipe Down. I think the last time I spoke with Snipe Down, he was about to board the flight of a bachelor party. I have very, very good memory, especially with people that are supportive in these streams, chat a lot. And Snipe Down is incredibly kind. Thank you so much for the very generous super chat. Hope all's been well. And I hope the bachelor party was bachelorin'. I hope it was bachelorin', man.
Bachelorin. That's a good verb. And Snipe Down said, been too long. Just want to give a little support to one of, maybe my fave, Yu-Gi-Oh channel.
Thank you so much. Wow, kind words. I just being one of your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh channels, because there's really so many good Yu-Gi-Oh channels, and there's so many Yu-Gi-Oh channels that cover the game as well in ways that I don't, the card game. So just being one it means the world to me. Yeah. So thank you so much, Snipe Down, for the kind words. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. Greatly appreciate you, my friend. And I hope you're having a great time. Thank you, Snipe Down. Pulse of the community coming up. We are going to read 3 more super chats, donations, and then we are going to get to the pulse where we read mean comments that were said to me.
Beautiful.
People love it.
We have $5 Australian from Electric.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it.
And he's back with some more food-based questions. He said, which country has your favorite curry? Indian, Thai, Japanese, etc. Also, specify your favorite curry dish. I can go first with this, actually. For me, it's Japanese curry. I'm a big fan of chicken katsu curry. So I think I'm going to go with that.
I have only had Indian curry, so that has to be mine.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what the dish is called.
I mean, there's many dishes that have curry.
Yeah,
in India food.
I'm not too familiar with the name of the dish that I had. I think I've only had it once, maybe twice. I mean, I remember enjoying it, but it wasn't something that I go out of my way to get. Usually when I eat Indian, it's chicken tikka, which is usually my go-to with papadum. But yeah, I mean, I haven't really dabbled in the curries too much. Dak, what about you? Any currying going on?
Yeah, I've done some. It's not always a go-to or anything, but I'll have it. I would say favorite wise for me is probably going to be Japanese as well, but it's actually more of a Japanese kind of like a steak katsu curry that I had. That was just delightful, to put it as nice as I can. Definitely wouldn't mind some more of that, but I would say that would probably be my favorite. Chicken's probably a close second, but the steak one was just phenomenal.
Yeah,
That does sound excellent, honestly.
cool.
But before we move on, I'll let you, Kevin, actually corrected you. CL made the Japanese curry, the Prima Gatarna curry, for the 7 Up podcast. You remember that?
Oh,
That's,
yeah,
that's the sign that he faked eating it.
The blue. No, no, I just forgot. I didn't even realize that was I if you ask
I think CL also made she did make blue curry, but didn't she also make a normal colored curry dish?
oh, dude, it was so long ago.
I think she made two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a while
I remember
ago. I'm pretty sure
enjoying
she
it.
made two dishes.
Yeah, I remember enjoying it, but I don't have much recollection of it. And honestly, if you put me on the spot and quizzed me and said what was the name of that dish that she made, I would not have guessed curry. I wouldn't have guessed curry. I probably should have because it was a thing in sevens, but I wouldn't. I didn't even realize that it was curry. But that I remember was good. But I think Indian curry, I have a more distinct memory of.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, thank you for the correction. Natalie, thank you for the $2 donation. Hey, Dylan, I like Vrains, and Vrains is the 6th Yu-Gi-Oh, and Sevens is the 7th one, so technically 6-7, bro.
6-7.
You should tell them what I did on Sunday night with the GIFs. They were so beautiful. Hot take, Otis is not that bad of an antagonist. That is a hot take. Natalie also said, also, Dylan got rid of my fun GIFs on Streamlabs. I loved that option. Time to add Hunt to the Fic, and Battle Beast is going to save you an Aster. Perfect payback. I was having fun with those GIFs. So I didn't even know this was a thing. Sunday night, I'm streaming, and I'm getting donations from names of My Hero Academia, and like characters were kissing in like GIFs before my like Funky Kong surfing on the surfboard showed up. And I'm talking to Dak, and I'm like, what the hell is that? How is that happening? So I learned, and I do give Natalie a shout out for this. I learned that you can add your own GIF when you donate through the link. And I looked it up, and there are some GIFs that are like, I would not feel comfortable showing on stream, like some sexual ones and like very political ones. And I was like, this can't be a feature. So I deleted it. Not that I deleted it, I turned it off. It must have been on by default. So yes.
You don't want to see my GIFs.
No. Yeah, so that has been turned off. So I do apologize for that, Natalie. But I do also thank you for making me aware of it, because somebody with bad intentions could have played something on my stream that would have been not good. So thank you for that, Natalie. I do appreciate it. We want to do one more from Ice 8, and then we'll do the Pulse. And then I know we have Legendary, X-Slayer, Kevin, Dave. We have a few, and we're going to get into that after the Pulse.
What if I do want to see Nick?
Oh,
Is there a spot I can go?
Oh, there. Hey, trust me.
Only
there
GIFs
is.
or something?
Only, yeah. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Perfect.
We have $5 from Ice Aiden.
Ice
Again,
Aiden. Thank you, man.
Bum, 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 bum. Pressure. He said part 2. Anzu is better than all female leads. I don't mind healers or support in anime because since being a great character is not all about being a girl boss.
I agree, but I also think that you can be a healer or support and still be a girl boss. I don't think those things are mutually exclusive. You know what I mean? Like in an anime like Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't think you need to be like this badass duelist in order to be like a girl boss. Listen, Anzu is better than all female leads. Yeah, that I would list as a hot take, because I think Aki, I think Roman, I think Uemu are all better than Anzu.
Half of you.
But I would have you. But I would put Anzu pretty high on that list, higher than most people. I think people put her and Kotari like automatically at the bottom, and I think that's unfortunate and unfair, especially to Anzu, who I think they knew what she wanted to be. She knew her role well. I think she played it really, really well. So shout out to Anzu, but that's a hot take, and I love it, Ice Aiden. I love it, man. All right. Yep. Well, listen, we're gonna get to the other donations, but boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we have the pulse of the community. Let's go. In this segment, Dak and Nick T are going to read comments they have found on my videos or directed at me that I have never seen before. I will have a chance to digest these comments and to respond to them. But yes, I am seeing them right now, probably the first time that you are seeing them as well. Not all of them are necessarily going to be super mean directed at me, but most of them probably will. That's the pulse of the community. Dak, or Nick T, I'm sorry, you're kicking us off here. What are we starting with, my man? Usually we start with some sort of balding joke. Is that what we're going with here this time, man?
We're not.
Oh, cool.
Not this time. But this is sort of the other side of the token of things people call you out for. And this lovely gentleman said, bruh, seriously, you can't be itching to catch your 4th L in a row, can you? It's not happening. Stop the Jump Festa Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 grift already.
Okay, I assume this is either from the video today.
No, that's a hot take.
Or
yes, I'm sorry. This is from
it may have been the video 50 days ago. It may yeah.
This is from today.
Okay. Well, okay. First of all, we seriously have to get this guy 2 things: a dictionary and one of those charts that has like the numbers 1 through 10 that like kindergartens use to like learn how to count. I have not for 4 years been claiming we are getting a new Yu-Gi-Oh anime that's Yu-Gi-Oh 9, because that would imply that in Go Rush's very first year, I was talking about how we might get Yu-Gi-Oh 9 at Jump Festa. This is really the 3rd year, maybe. I would say it's only the 2nd year. And then a dictionary, I think, would be really helpful for this individual, because I'm not sure if this person knows what the term grift means. Grift, and Nick T, correct me if I'm wrong, heavily implies that I don't believe or even care about what I'm talking about. I'm really only doing it for money in order to try and swindle people. I believe that is legitimately the definition of grift. And as you know, speculating about a new Yu-Gi-Oh anime is very lucrative. Yeah, that's a very great grift to have.
Honestly, it's probably losing you money.
So again, this is all 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the definition of grift. But I mean, just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Sorry, listen. If people are going to be an asshole,
I love how shady you.
No, well, listen. If people are going to be an asshole to me, I'm going to be an asshole to people back, and you know, it is what it is.
I like it.
Yeah, thank you, Nick T. All right.
You're looking kind of itchy, though.
All right, Dak, this next one, you're telling me it's from Twitter. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, this one is from good old Twitter.
Okay.
Basically, it's going to say, I find it hard to believe that Konami, and this is added at Konami and at Duel Links, want me to believe for 10 years the Duel World in Duel Links was, quote, manga based, and that's why we never got Rebecca Noah darts. Okay, at Yu-Gi-Oh everything, then explain why Gecko and Yaku Tenma, actual manga characters, aren't in the game. Skull emoji. Now they do go on to talk about some of the other shows, you know, asking where like Dark Magician Girl is, and Camula and Titan and Kagimaru and all these people from, you know, GX, and you know, if it just continues, it spirals. It's a very long, you know, thing going into 5Ds and all these different shows, all these different characters and references. You know, it's a fun read.
I'm also seeing, and if GX World is manga based, and then they name a couple of GX manga characters, the logic doesn't hold up. Dude, there is so much here. I don't even. You could give me 20 minutes to explain all of this. I don't know if I can do anything to help this person understand what's going on. And again, this Dak was in response to me always claiming that the DM world was based on the original manga, correct? And that's why I was added in it.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, just because and I'm going to say this as clearly as I can, just because the original Yu-Gi-Oh! DM world in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links is based on the manga does not mean that the spin-off worlds in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links are also based on the manga. That is why we do not have characters like Koyo or David Rab or whoever from the GX manga. And the other characters they named are anime characters, but they're not like relevant enough, at least that's how Konami feels, to put them in the game. And then the characters, actual manga characters, Gekko and Yako Tenma are Yu-Gi-Oh! R manga characters that they're not part of the original manga. They're part of this is written in a way where this person knows too much. This has to be satire. It has to be satire. This person is writing these messages in ways that are so ridiculous, but also like they know enough, by picking Gekko and Yako, who are part of Yu-Gi-Oh! R, this has to be, I can't believe this is real. I can't believe this is real. I can't.
No, the spinoffs have to be based off the manga. I mean, look at Brains. It's all the manga characters.
Oh my God. Dude, I don't think there's anything I can do to help this person understand, and they changed it. It's very clearly based off the manga DM world, and they changed it. They included the spin-off characters. I'm happy they did, but it is what it is. It doesn't change the fact that for 10 years it was the manga world. It still is, but now anime characters are coming in. They were even like, man, how do we know Rebecca? They've even addressed it in the storyline.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, okay.
They sure did.
Please.
They mentioned how it's a separate universe, basically, and they're kind of merging into one.
Oh, Dak, that was a good one. I'm very annoyed that you found that one. All right, Nick T, hopefully this one will be a calmer one.
Not by much. We're going still in line with the last one I had, and we've got some real non-believers here. This is another one on that same video from today, stating, I wish you would stop filling people's heads with false hope about something that's not going to happen. I wish you would stop making these pointless clickbait videos about a new anime when it isn't. No one who's living in reality thinks a new anime is going to happen.
Well, first of all, the ridiculous negativity is one thing. But man, if you watch my videos and you think that I'm on this mission to fill people's heads with false hope, Nick T, do you want to know how many videos I've made about Jump Festa this calendar year?
5, 6.
2. This is the second one that I uploaded. I've made 2 videos on this topic in the entire calendar year of 2025. And in neither of those videos did I say, we are definitely getting a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. It's time to be pumped. It's time to believe. Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 is here. It's coming. I mean, that's what you would think I was doing in these videos based on these comments. That's what you would think.
I know.
I said in both videos, I'm 50-50, but I'm still going to talk about it because guess what? I love this franchise. I want another anime. And damn it, dude, like I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to shut up about it. I'm not going to shut up about it. But this whole nonsense that, even just talking about it and speculating about it is filling people's heads with false hope and giving people false hope is so stupid. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it, dude.
I love it. I love the energy,
dude. All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Dak, I need one that's gonna calm me down, man. I need one that's gonna calm me down.
All right. Well, this one's definitely gonna calm me down. I promise. It is from. Let me double check the video. I think it's from the most censored group video. So that was a good video. Good video about Doma. Good video about just a lot of our missing backstory from the dub.
Yeah.
Great times from the watch along. Basically, you're balding, bro. Just shave it all off, man.
Jesus, dude.
Well, you guys. I mean, I'll tell you something. You guys did not hold back tonight.
I mean, listen, man.
Jesus Christ, man. You guys, I mean, this has been the nicest comment I've gotten tonight. This has been the nicest comment. At least this guy's being like a bro, like, shave it off, my man. Like he thinks he's doing me a favor. I know I'm balding, okay? I know I'm losing my hair. It all started at Jump Festa last year. It all started 11 months ago. This is what Konami's doing to me, man. Come on.
Jeez.
All right, Nick T, you have one?
You're right, brother. You okay?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm going through it, man. 29 days. Dude. Okay, Nick T, what's next?
All right. If I'm not mistaken, this is one that was on your ranking every duel in Battle City video.
Okay.
Particularly in reference to your discussion about like dueling against like AI. And this person said, "Another Luddite. Thanks." And for context, a Luddite is
What is it?
in a general sense someone who's opposed to technology or like new ways of working.
Oh my God.
So yeah, because apparently you being opposed to dueling AI makes you opposed to the future and technology.
In the video, Kaiba duels a robot. Kaiba, I didn't know what the word meant, so thank you, Nick T. Kaiba duels a robot.
gotcha.
And I think I criticized generative AI. I think I did specifically criticize that, and that's the more like creative artificial intelligence that we're starting to see at a frequently alarming rate. And this person, from the whole video, I think I talk about AI for about 10 seconds. It's a 20-minute video. That's what this person takes from it. Another Luddite, thanks. Well, listen, at least I'm not someone who, when their mother asks what they want for dinner, they have to ask ChatGPT in order to respond to them. At least I'm not someone like that. I mean, give me a break with these kinds of people, dude. I mean, and let me say this. Like, I think there is a use for AI in like mundane tasks and, you know, formatting bullet points or whatever. But like when you get into the creative side, I am not at all in favor of that. I think it's very dangerous. I think it's a scary rabbit hole. And yeah, and I hope this person enjoys their, you know, AI psychosis. I mean, seriously, what a ridiculous thing to say and point out from 10 seconds of commentary. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like this person doesn't even know you used AI to make an AI cover of one of my songs. All right, you got.
For all you know,
Hey, you got me
actually
there.
An AI who posted that comment.
You got me there.
Yeah,
But you know,
you know what? It could be a bot.
but you know what? It's
Dead internet,
well, you know,
dude.
I don't have any comeback to that. All right, Dak, what are we ending on here?
Yes. So this is from the how do you feel about new Yu-Gi-Oh at Jump Vesta? 30 days. Our nice little 30-day warning video here. So it says always expect disappointment, and you'll never be disappointed. I feel we won't get anything. I hate to say that. Remember all the short videos Konami revealed back in February? The Card Game Chronicles, I believe, are nowhere done. We are probably looking at 2027 for the Yu-Gi-Oh anime return. Don't get me wrong. I would absolutely love a new anime, but my expectations are low at this point.
Well, thank you for ending here on one that's not really a bad comment. Or just,
I left out
just
the part where they
sad.
said, because of you.
It
of
is
course.
sad, and you know what? I think I also know why Dak included it, because the first sentence, I have never been able to buy into this sentence. Always expect disappointment, and you'll never be disappointed. Maybe you guys like agree with that. Even if I set my expectations low and the outcome is a bad one, dude, I'm still very disappointed and upset with the outcome. Like, I've never been able to put that first sentence into practice. I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, like, so that's why I
totally
always
agree.
say I'm going to be optimistic, because I it wouldn't change anything for me, whether I'm expecting disappointment, whether I'm pessimistic, whether I'm, whatever. Like, if it's a bad Jump Festa, it's a bad Jump Festa. It's going to suck. But yeah, I mean, it's sad, and it could be reality. And I mean, I think it's even hopeful. My thing, I've seen a lot of people say this, I think 2027 will be the year. Oh, I think next year's Jump Festa. I have a feeling that if we don't get anything this year, by the time next year's Jump Festa comes around, the comments are going to be, I think 2028. I think maybe next year's Jump. Like, I think that is a dangerous cycle, and that's a cycle that's just going to continue every single year. And I think that's to probably lessen the blow and the hurt from not getting something at the current Jump Festa. But, hopefully this person is right. I mean, if you told me right now Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime returns 2027, I'd take it. I'd take it. And that would mean obviously nothing at this year's Jump Festa. I would take the guarantee, but obviously we don't have that. All right, my throat's on fire, man. I was so tilted I went to the wrong screen.
You're tilted, brother.
Oh man, that was a good one. You guys found some a good mix between just like comments that were so ridiculous that it felt like they weren't real, and then just people being assholes, and that's what the Pulse is all about. So kudos to you guys. You guys found some really good ones.
Thank you.
Jeez. All right, we have a couple more donations, couple more super chats as we wrap things up.
I think it seems like 4 on our end.
At least.
Starting with $2 from Legendary Duels.
Thank you, JJ.
And actually, this is a relevant question here. Hey, where do I leave a hot take for the next one? Dill, care to shed some light on that for the
If people
audience?
want to start calling in and leaving a GX hot takes, they absolutely can. We're probably not going to get to the hot take phase for GX for another 3 or 4 episodes. But Dak, if you would so kindly put the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show phone number in the chat. This phone number, you call it. You don't even need to leave your name if you don't want to. And you just say your hot take.
20-minute voicemail message.
And leave a voicemail message. And I promise I will always audio edit. So if there's like silence or if you're like tripping over words or want to start over, I will always, I believe we've done it for Natalie. We've done it for Silver Napper. With the voicemails, I will always edit it to make the audio flow really smooth. So don't feel worried like it's going to be embarrassing or, if you're going to like trip over words, don't worry about that. I got you there. So you don't need to worry about that. It'll sound nice and clean. But yeah, please call in. If you want to call that number right now and leave a message for a GX hot take, you absolutely can. Absolutely.
Or any hot takes. We can set them to the side.
Or any hot takes. Yeah, actually, we had a couple phone calls for like Arc 5 and I think one for Zexel, and we'll probably play those when we get there.
Yep.
So, yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, JC, for the super chat. Greatly, greatly appreciate you. And yeah, thank you, JC.
Hell yeah. Then we have $2 from X Slayer.
Thank you, X Slayer.
And he said, Naruto TCG becoming a thing next year. It's Jover.
Is that real?
Actually,
probably
I
is
wanted to
real.
ask him about that because I have Naruto, basically TCG trading cards from like my childhood somewhere, a couple of them. So is it just
Maybe they're
a new
rebooting it?
thing, or is it like a reboot thing, or is it just like now it's taking off and they're actually doing stuff with it? Like,
Well, like
I get the money for those old cards.
was it Digimon or was somebody that did a reboot of their previous card game a couple years ago? So maybe there's a similar thing where they're just like kind of
Brand
starting
new
the whole thing
VR
over
pack.
again.
Nice. Yeah, sounds like they're doing it all over again. Yeah, Digimon did it. I know. Obviously, One Piece is doing their game now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. I saw Code Geass packs for a game called Union Arena. Even like Yu Yu Hakusho packs, and I was getting a little more
Wow.
tempted than I wanted to be to pick some of those up.
Yeah. Hey, just to have some, not even to play necessarily.
well,
I'd be like,
Oh, and
give me
I showed you the Gundam set.
exactly that. Like, yeah, I would literally get that, not even to play, but like to have like a couple cards I like.
Yeah, well, that was the main reason I didn't buy those Yu Yu Hakusho ones, because I know if I do, I'm gonna need that set.
There's so many.
Just buy the whole thing.
There's so many card games, man. We're in an era right now where Yu-Gi-Oh's got more competition than ever. I mean, there are a lot of card games. There have been a lot of card games over the last few years. Obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh is still one of the top tier ones in terms of sales and like market share, but they got to keep it up. I mean, if they don't keep it up, they can fall very quickly out of that top brass. So, and like, again, I hope they do not underestimate the power that like a new anime has. I really hope not, but who knows?
Yeah. To be determined.
Who knows? But thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so
X-Slayer.
much, X-Slayer, for that news. That's crazy news. Everyone's going into the TCG, everything.
Yeah. This has been happening a while, but like, yeah, there's so many TCG products out there. I don't know if I would say it's Jover. I mean, none of them have been able to take down Yu-Gi-Oh, but they probably chip away at some of its interest.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
Uh,
Magic's doing everything it can to stay relevant with all their collabs.
I know all.
yeah,
I know.
that I mean, I have hot takes about that, but
You hate it.
I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah, I think all the collabs are kind of cheapen the like brand identity of Magic.
And you're someone who played Magic, so
I don't mind.
I played for a
Yeah.
while, yeah, and I've been meaning to get back into it just because I have friends that play again. But yeah, and they like some of the like I know like Evan is super into like a lot of the collabs, especially like the Final Fantasy ones and whatnot. But like,
Well, see, and those
yeah,
are the ones that make sense. Like they
They
fit
do
in
make
that
sense.
fantasy kind of realm. Spider-Man,
Doesn't.
SpongeBob, Sonic. Yeah, no.
in
not as much.
general, like I think what drew me to Magic though was that like these original card designs that I thought were so cool. I love the flavor text on them, and now like all these collaborations, yeah, it just kind of cheapens it for me.
it's something, Nick T. I hope Yu-Gi-Oh never does. I hope Yu-Gi-Oh never does.
Yeah, I hope it never does.
I love
it,
the
yeah.
way Yu-Gi-Oh does it. They'll take
Fully
something,
agree.
they'll reference it, and you can tell in the art what it is, or like they'll have those subtle name nods or things like that. But that's it. They're not like, all right, look at our new Final Fantasy set, and it's just a cloud plastered onto a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Like Malice is
exactly.
Alice in
Yeah,
Wonderland very clearly, but like,
Right.
and it's
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly,
Yeah, it's
that's-
perfect. Yep, fully agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Exactly,
also
you
like
have
granted
those, you got like your
granted,
Like-
Alice in Wonderland is not just a Disney property. Like that's a classic story. Like that's like within the realm of not fair. What's the word? Public domain. So it's like
Right.
that's cool. Like that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And or you have like Cosmo, being what your Star Wars and your Alice, not Alice,
Yeah.
the other one, Golden Brick Road. I'm blanking. I just I lost the name.
Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz.
Thank you, Wizard of Oz. Yes, completely just went out of my brain there.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
Wizard
feel
of
you.
Oz. So you have like those cool ones. There's so many like fun ones that are like you can tell, but at the same time, if you weren't a fan of that, you'd just be like, oh, this looks cool. Like
Yeah,
without
exactly.
having to be like, all right, now I have to go watch 15 Star Wars movies to know what this card means.
Yep. Yeah. Well,
It is what it is.
brands. Yeah.
Brands. Exactly. A brand's gonna brand.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. Nick T.
At least we got Yu-Gi-Oh and Fortnite.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, Fortnite is. Yeah. You got Goku shooting guns at Sabrina Carpenter.
While wearing Yu-Gi-Oh shoes.
But you make fun of
exactly.
it, Nick T. I can tell you on good authority, Calibro has purchased many Fortnite skins.
Many
Sabrina
skins,
Carpenter, Sydney Sweeney.
I mean, to be fair,
There's no Sydney
there's
Sweeney.
plenty that you picked up. Reg picked up.
Hey, I
We
wouldn't
got a Mad
blame him.
Moxie skin though.
Yeah.
Listen. Anyway, we have $5 more Australian dollars from Electric.
Thank
Evan.
you, Kevin.
And he said, "It's obvious to me if we ever get a girl Yu-Gi-Oh lead, she'd easily be the best girl in Yu-Gi-Oh. I look at Pokemon with Liko, and I think she's the best. I mean, I think that's fair, actually.
Yeah, I don't fully agree with it only because like there's plenty of like main protagonists that like I don't love. You can say that about Yusaku. What if she was like a girl version of Yusaku, Nick T?
Then she would suck,
right.
yeah.
But what I'm saying there is you know, okay. You would prefer probably Yuumu, Roman, whoever over that. So I think it would be a really good sign. I think they would have a very likely chance and a pretty clear path given the track record of girl characters in Yu-Gi-Oh, but it wouldn't be like a cinch. There would still need to be like good writing, compelling storytelling.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, and I guess Pokemon's done a good job with Lyco. I mean, I've heard nothing but bad things about her. Nothing but good things. Sorry, I've heard no bad
I was
things.
gonna say, whoa.
No bad things. I've heard nothing but good things about her
Thank you
in the very limited
for the dono.
Pokemon stuff that I've heard. But thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, I do think Kevin's point is not that like by virtue of being a girl Yu-Gi-Oh pro tag, she'd be the best. I think the fact that like they've been doing such a good job with girl characters in Yu-Gi-Oh that once they get one that's the main protagonist, she will probably shine. Hopefully, I think that's the idea.
Well, yes, but I think that the last 5 years, the last two shows, Dude, I think you almost throw them away because I don't see Studio Bridge. I don't think Studio Bridge is doing the next show.
That's
so I think
fair.
all
That's fair.
the progress you've made, I think it.
Well,
it depends.
we're in
Well, you also
2026.
can't say. You also can't say, "Oh, it's just going to go back to Gallup."
Agreed. It all depends on who gets it. Yeah, agreed.
Like, I mean, say what you will about the Chronicles, but I feel like they've been handling, those girl characters pretty well.
Yeah,
that's a fair point. For all
limited
5
screen
minutes,
time,
yeah.
but but they're not just a 5-minute montage of them getting slammed into a cliffside or anything.
Yeah, they're not cannon fodder.
Yeah,
exactly. So, there's still that potential for progress,
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I would agree with that.
especially with the other anime are having a nice rise in their girl characters across the board. Obviously, I'm sure there are some out there that aren't
Well,
or
it's
that
part
are
of-
fall in
yeah.
those categories, but overall, I feel like you can see industry as a whole that there's that nice kind of positive movement, arguably.
I think it's probably part of the general cultural sentiment, but I think that's why we see, and which is great. That's a good thing. I hope you're right. I hope that's the case.
Despicable Dave, thank you for the $2 or the $5 donation. Thank you, Dave. Today is International Men's Day, the day to spread awareness to men's problems in life, such as abuse, homelessness, and violence. Just ignore that it shares the same date as World Toilet Day. That can't be true. Well, I don't know if it is. I've never even heard of
World
International
Toilet
Men's
Day.
Day. Look up World Toilet Day, Dak. But yeah, I mean, listen, definitely, just in general, I think across the board, abuse, homelessness, violence. I mean, all terrible things that unfortunately a lot of people experience. And I will say this, you never know what someone is going through. There could be someone in your life that is going through one of those things or has gone through one of those things that you're not even aware of. So just be very kind to people, be very kind to people. And I think that's the takeaway there. Be kind, be empathetic, and just do the best you can. Do the next right thing. Do the next right thing.
I can't believe that the men with jobs had to work on World Toilet Day.
So what is World Toilet Day
Not a
celebrate?
federal holiday.
What is World Toilet Day celebrate?
World Toilet Day is an annual observance held on November 19th to inspire action on the global sanitation crisis. Its purpose is to raise awareness about the billions of people who lack access to safely manage sanitation and promote solutions for public health, dignity, and safety.
Well, that's a good cause.
I feel like it's a good cause. I feel like we could probably come up with a better name
yeah.
than World Toilet Day.
Like, what about like?
Or, instead of bringing awareness to it, how about we just go to those places and install some options?
Install some bidets.
Hey, I'm for it.
Of course. I mean,
I'm on that wave.
Anything would help.
Bidets should be the standard, but we're not
agree.
ready for that conversation.
What? No, not in America, not yet.
You mean I gotta have water touching my what?
That's the idea. That's the sentiment, though. People are like, "Yeah, no, grow up. You know what? It's great."
Okay. Do we have a couple more?
We do.
Cool.
We have, I think, 4 more. We have $5 from Light Melody.
Wow,
VA.
Light Melody. It's been a while. I hope she's doing well.
Yeah, she said, haven't been around.
This stream.
Yeah, wanted to say, I haven't been around. Wanted to say hi. I've been busy in another much smaller fandom with a project, but don't worry, I'm still GX trash.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you're still GX trash, Light Melody VA. And let me just say this. This is where it gets exciting, man. We've heard from a few people that we have not heard from in a long time. Thank you for the donations. Even in like the chat, I always go back and I would read. But like, this is the time of year, man. We're within 30 days. Jump Fest is right around the corner. The air just feels a little different, right? You breathe a little different, and it just feels like something big is around the corner. It's Jump Fest this season, baby. Thank you guys for all the support. Let's go. Let's freaking go.
I have to say that I had no idea what that sound was until I saw you on the playback for a second.
That was me breathing through my
fun.
nose.
It sounded like you scooted a chair or something across the floor, like that sound like wood makes when it rubs across the floor.
Yeah, by the way, I want you to know I got zero air breathing through my nose during
Check on your
that.
health.
Zero air. I think I have a badly,
You a little stuffed up
badly deviated septum. Badly. All right. Okay. Light Melody, thank you so much. GX, GX, GX. Thank you, Light Melody. We're starting our GX watch
Bill
along
is one of
soon.
the people. Come back. What's your over/under on Chris Swan coming back before the end of the year?
Dude. I don't. So here's my thing.
It's all Dak's fault.
I don't know. It's Barrett Letty's fault.
That's what I'm not Dak. I'm sorry. I meant Barrett. It's not Dak.
I
It's not
don't
Dak's
think that he will
I'm
ever.
good.
I don't think he will ever come back. I think he's gone from Yu-Gi-Oh. I think he's left Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't think he's ever coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't think he's just like lurking here somewhere some days.
I hope he is.
You know, just,
he's a legend.
under a different name, or
I hope he is.
Hey, what if he's Despicable Dave?
I would love that.
In my mind, he is Despicable Dave. Now, Despicable Dave, Chris Swan was always very like, there'll never be another Chris Swan, man.
I'm singing
Chris
you this
Swan,
song.
I'm singing you this song. Thank you for the $5, sir. Hey, Chris, how about 5 more? I immediately said, no, you don't have to do that, Chris. Thank you so much. And then he never heard from him again.
It was it forever.
It was. And what other conclusion can you reach? We have a couple more super chats, boys.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
We have okay. We have 43 months
Wow.
of Slay for Red membership from Pick Rick.
Pick the Rick. Thank you, my man. Thank you, dude.
And you're gonna love this. He said 2 more years and I'll be a member for 6-7 months.
6, 7.
Pick Rick. That
67 months.
Jesus Christ. That's stupid.
Hey, you did
That's
this.
Stupid
You did
sound.
this.
I didn't know. I banned Brain Rot. Well, is that part of Brain Rot? I guess it is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's banned. It's banned from the channel. It's banned.
It's on your soundboard.
Is that on my soundboard? Pick Rick.
You played it last stream.
Pick Rick, thank you for the 43 months. I hope you're still here in 2 years, man. You've been super supportive. You are always super kind in the chats. You're always giving good theories and stuff. You're always making me laugh. Pick the Rick. Thank you so much for being a member. Appreciate you. 43 months is crazy. And hopefully in 2 years, we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! 10. You know what I mean?
I hope so.
I hope so too, my friend. We have a $2 donation from Dark Emperor J.
Yes.
Dark Emperor, thank you so much for using the link. Was fighting Lorien and Lotharic today. Haven't beaten him yet. He's not hard. The teleporting is annoying, especially when it locks off him. Yeah, that was a boss fight. That's like the 4th Cinder champion or whatever. That I, for whatever reason, always breeze through. That fight never gave me any issue. In fact, that was a fight that like I would grind XP on because you could like join other people's games in order to help them beat a boss they were stuck on. And that is one that I would always do because I just, for whatever reason, dominated him. I will be right back. Got to get more water, boys.
Unbelievable.
Running out of water.
Yeah, how could he? I guess we'll just move on then.
I mean, yeah, we can.
Wow.
He didn't instruct us.
Yeah, he didn't say. He just ran off.
You nothing right now.
I
Gone.
mean, I don't know how far his kitchen is from where he streams.
It's just up the stairs a little bit. He's got to go through part of the basement and then up the stairs there. It's not too bad. It really just depends on that fridge flow. Hey, look.
Yeah.
There he
Oh
is.
wow, he was fast. Wow.
Although he could have just ran to the bathroom, filled up the sink, like.
Maybe. Oh, could have.
No, I breezed up
Welcome
the stairs.
back.
Thank you. My office is right by the stairs. So I
I
can.
don't know. I've
Also-
heard you run upstairs and you're not out of breath.
Are you wearing a t-shirt over a hoodie?
Why does it matter?
It's because it looks bulky here. I'm just curious.
No, I've actually been.
Your shoulders looking pretty.
Yeah,
big.
I'll go full. I've actually been working out.
You've been
Yeah,
using
you
that
know,
rock
it's
climbing wall?
your lats are just like crazy.
Yeah, I've been working out a little bit.
No, lats.
just the
lats.
lats.
Traps. Wait, no. What's the tier?
All right, it is a sweatshirt.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that what you wanted to say?
I knew it. There was a hoodie in there. I like that. That's a better look.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to look Jack during the monologue because it'll be the video tomorrow. So, you know.
Don't make me laugh. X-Layers. That's
Okay.
insane.
Well, X-Slayer, yeah, he's actually.
You got a rock climbing wall.
Yeah, he's.
He'll get buff.
Okay. I think we have 3 more donations? Is it 3 more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
And by the way, thank you guys all so much for the donations, for the super chats. Thank you so much.
we have $2 from Legendary Duels. Oh wait. He said, "Okay, I'm okay typing it. Don't know where. I have a DM take."
So I get the hot
Twitter, right?
takes. Yeah, I ask on Twitter and I ask on the Yu-Gi-Oh anime tab of my Discord. I don't know how active JC is on either of those platforms.
Text
But
us.
if he could always text me. And if he has a DM hot take, he also could just put it in chat.
Yeah.
I did also reply to him with the number. There is a new voicemail, and it does say in the summary, what up, Jonathan here. So it could theoretically.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know what the J is in
Yeah, I don't know.
JC, so
I mean, it
man.
could be. What's up? It could be him, but not a big deal. We'll figure it out. Yeah, but JC, thank you so much for the super chat. We got 2 more, and then I want to show you guys an update on the Yu-Gi-Oh Twitter scandal that's been going on. I have an update for you guys, so we'll do that in a little bit.
excellent.
That'll be quick, but I think we have 2 more super chats.
Yes, we do. We have 10 Australian dollars from Electric.
Thank
Evan.
you, Kevin, for the very kind super chat. Appreciate it.
He said, "Funny. Looking back, there was a time when Yu-Gi-Oh had a better chance of getting a girl lead before Pokemon. Now we're never going to get a girl lead since we're never going to get a Yu-Gi-Oh anime. Come on, man. Come on." You don't have to respond to that.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to say. I've said to Kevin many times, I'm never going to have a different response. I'm not even sure the point of saying it over and over. I mean, if that's your opinion, that's fine. But I mean, there's no need for the energy here. I mean, we're going to be optimistic until we stop making content, which
Until they tell us there's no Yu-Gi-Oh and they're burning all their cards.
sure. Well, then that's different, right? I mean, right. If they come out and say, "Hey, we're done," which would actually that would be the if they're never going to make another one, that would be the respectful and dignified thing to do, which means they will not do that. But that would be
No, of course not. They're always going to keep that door open. That way in 2194, they can decide, hey, let's relaunch Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
And then they'll make it, and it'll be fully, virtual, connected to your spinal column through the power of Tesla. However the future is.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't write this stuff.
God, yeah. That sounds good. That sounds fun. Kevin,
Yeah,
regardless,
gotta
man.
pay a subscription for each card.
Yeah, regardless, thank you so much for the donation. Really appreciate it. And we have one more, I believe, from is it X-Slayer?
Yeah. It is from X-Slayer.
Awesome.
We got $5 from X-Slayer, and he said, "So since Manga got data mined for Duel Links in terms of character release, this year might be the worst. While might be the best comeback when it comes to gameplay."
Yeah, I assume X-Slayer is saying that for character releases, it's awful, and it has been awful. But for the gameplay, it's been better, and it has been better recently for sure. Unless you're a Rush Duelist, X-Slayer, that would be my only thing. Unless you're a Rush Duelist, dude. I mean, I cannot believe when I woke up this morning and I saw, or yesterday, whenever it was, that Manya was is going to be the next Go Rush card. I could not believe that. You have given us one Go Rush unlockable character this whole year, which was Manabu in February, and the next character you're giving us after 10 plus months is Manya Itachi. I mean, what the hell are we doing? I obviously do not have high opinions.
Way of doing
I don't have high
a reskin without doing a reskin.
I mean, it is, right? You're reskinning Mimi's character, basically. I mean, it just is. I mean, that applies.
Behaviors.
But
Behaviors of
actually,
language.
I did want to ask you if you knew, speaking of Duel Links, 'cause I saw this floating around. I haven't done it yet, but I saw something about if you do 5 wins as Taya, you can unlock an alt skin. Did they just like
They
shadow
dropped
drop
the
an alt skin or something?
Taya alt skin during this Marek event, which I'm fine with.
I just hadn't heard anything.
No, yeah,
about
they
it,
shadow
so I was
dropped
just
it. Yeah,
curious.
they
That's
totally shadow dropped it. Which, yeah, I am fine with that. But yeah, man, we are gonna get through the entire 2025 with 3 Rush characters, only 1 Go Rush character, and that world dropped at the end of 24. Behaviors of language. What does the behavior of how they've handled Rush Duel Links tell you? They are abandoning it. They don't care. And that might be, oh, you're being dramatic. I really don't think I am, dude. I really don't think I am. It has not been a good year, and I don't see it improving anytime soon. I hope I'm wrong about that, but I am very concerned about Rush Duel Links right now. Very concerned.
That's
I
fair.
don't think they're
actually.
fully abandoned. I mean, definitely, I think the concern is fair, but I don't think they're fully abandoning. You know,
Not yet.
I think that they. No, not yet. But I think they. With the problem with the Rush stuff is, you have 2 shows, so it's much more limited. So they're going to have to, unfortunately, slow roll a lot more than they will with.
I would agree with that, but I think they've slow rolled
and I fully agree that
destructive degree.
Way too much, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think that's just part of the problem is, it's been 5-6 years for the card game itself, roughly, maybe a little bit more, but it's still in its infancy in itself. So there's only so much they can pull from before they have to start making up their own cards, and that doesn't help too much either. And I mean, Duel Links is just, all of Yu-Gi-Oh is in a weird state. Let's be real. We've talked about it. All of Yu-Gi-Oh is just in a weird state where everything has got weird decisions and crazy question marks and stuff going on behind the scenes, where they're trying to, I guess, find whatever direction they want to go with everything. So who knows? But at least it's still there.
It's still there, and it's the whole it's not going anywhere. Like the whole oh it's dying now. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying it's in a weird spot, and I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Baffling decisions. All
Yeah, really baffling.
Always.
But yeah, X-Slayer concerned about Rush, but yeah, the speed gameplay has been more fun, more diverse, which is good. And then we have one last donation here from Men Without Jobs. They're men with jobs, Jerry. Well, these are men without jobs. Dylan, are you hiring? We infiltrated Konami Corp to fetch some news about Jump Festa, but we got caught before we could. They took our suits, but that's okay because we are experienced and would add more content to your channel.
Sorry, we have to have suits on this channel. Isn't that the rule?
Yeah, it's formal.
So
Black tie only.
yeah, let me
Black
hire
tie.
these people that are basically thieves trying to steal.
Well,
The declaration of
is
phenomena.
espionage thieves?
Dude,
Thievery.
yeah, I guess not. I mean, I would do a lot.
Wouldn't you be a thief for stealing someone's heart?
I would do.
Wow, that goes hard.
That's deep. I would do a lot for Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. I'll just say that. Would I sneak if somebody told me, hey,
That's also a fair point.
you and these this trained team of operatives can sneak into Konami Corporation, we guarantee you're not going to get caught, and you'll be able to see what the plans are on the anime side. If there's any, we'll uncover that data. I think I'd fly. I think I'd fly out to Japan.
The fact that they said they guarantee you don't get caught means you're being watched or you're getting caught.
Fair, yeah.
Like there's no other way about that. But
I hope Konami. By the way, I hope there's.
Raises a good point. You don't know how many you'd be hiring.
I also hope
Keep that in mind. Too.
I also hope there's not a
It's
big
weird.
breach on Konami Corporation in the next few days, and then somebody uncovers this stream.
You're like, well, I had nothing to do with this. You gotta believe me.
Oh
But
God.
they said, but the evidence says you hired 14 people to go in.
Oh my God. One last thing I wanna show you guys. Nick T, the Yu-Gi-Oh official Twitter account, tweeted again. They tweeted. We have it up on
great.
screen. Now you said after their generic, who's the best villain in all of Yu-Gi-Oh tweets, that you were still convinced it was being run by AI. Well, they tweeted a couple days ago, Bakura just hit the field. Which of his dark tricks scared you the most? Now, Bakura hitting the
What does that
field,
mean?
you know, if you said like Dark Necrofear just hit the field, like a monster just hit the field, that's the normal circumstance. So, of course, I replied cheekily, I'll never forget when I was a kid and he summoned the Millennium Ring versus Joey in Waking the Dragons. Such a memorable moment. He was not in Waking the Dragons. Him and Joey never dueled.
Right.
And summoning the Millennium Ring, of course, was a play on what they tweeted last week. Nick T, is this account being run by AI?
Absolutely, and I hope your response is factored in when they try to run an AI question again, and it uses that information as true.
Oh,
It's 100% run by AI.
yeah. You think the next one will be like Bakura's duel against Joey and Waking the Dragons had us all on our tip of our toes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
I hope that's what
it's a
happens.
shame. I mean, it's a shame. It's just, oh boy, it's yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's bad. It's
It's a horrible look, dude.
and just the way it's
they're just leaning
phrased.
into
Too.
that soccer collab. That's what I'm. They're just leaning into that collab. He hit the field just like an athlete. That's all they're saying.
Oh.
Obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got it.
Oh boy. Well, listen, we'll keep.
I think of the Konamis.
They just don't care about
No,
online presence
no,
anymore.
they just don't care. All right. Well, listen, boys. It was a blast. Chat, everybody watching at home, everybody watching from the comfort of the couch, phone, car, wherever you are. Thank you guys so much for watching. We had a crazy amount of donations. To everybody that donated, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. You allow me to do these streams. You allow me to put these shows on. Thank you. And of course, these shows would not be possible, not only without you guys, but without the two men to my left and right, Dak and Nick T. Dak, we'll start with you. What's going on in your world? And please, all I ask of you is to follow these boys. Their links will be in the chat.
Yes. So right before I jump into that with what I'm going on, I did Google Bakura versus Joey real quick.
Okay.
Well, while you're talking, just to see what would come up on Google. It says, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga and anime, Yami Bakura does not have a major one-on-one duel against Joey Wheeler. Instead, their significant encounter is a tag duel in the Waking the Dragons arc, where Yami Bakura, along with Yami Merrick, battles Joey and Yugi. In this fight, Bakura's strategies and power are overwhelming for Yugi and Joey to overcome. So
That can't be. That's Google. That's Gemini.
Excuse my French. Fuck AI. I mean, seriously, dude. That is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. And that is the type of information that the official English Yu-Gi-Oh! Account is sourcing for their tweets. I mean, we deserve better, dude. I'm very close with this community, and this really, really angers me. This community deserves a whole lot better.
They do deserve better.
Oh, big time. Fully agree, but I thought you'd enjoy that crazy
Yes.
thing. I mean, you could make it a what if. We could go through that what if. We'll break it down. We'll see what happens, how that works. Then it'll be accurate.
Yeah.
But not to completely derail the segue. Yeah. In terms of myself, I am streaming on over on twitch.tv at DakFTW, and typically uploading VODs on YouTube under the same name. Lately, we finished Silent Hill F. We've been going through Kingdom Hearts 3. We did a little of a TCG, like tabletop card shop simulator kind of game, which was pretty fun. And we might be starting that new Digimon game here soon there as well. Should be a lot of fun.
Wow.
Cool.
I love the sound of that, dude. Excellent.
Nick T, what about you, man?
So I've got a few things in the works. I actually have to update the links because not all my links reflect everything new. But I mean, of course, as always, Nameling album coming out sometime, probably January. So be on the lookout for that. You can follow Nameling and stream my music all the places, or buy it off Bandcamp or iTunes or wherever you like to buy music. On the Nameling front, this is actually a pretty recent update. I've revived the sort of remix project and am working with
Cool.
Ryu Matrix, who's from in this community. Yep. That's how I met him. Is doing it's in the works, and I've already heard a preview of it. A remix for Character Piece, the opening track off the album. and it's going to be probably exclusive on YouTube, so that'll be cool. And I'll share it everywhere when it's finally out. Shout out Ryu Matrix.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then on the Fragile Homes front, I think I already said this last stream, but our EP is officially out everywhere. You can stream it everywhere, buy it most places, including Bandcamp, my favorite. And we actually, CDs for those arrived today. So if you are interested in picking up a CD, we'll probably be selling them online as well.
Good stuff, man.
So,
Seriously,
yeah.
Good stuff. Boys, it is always a blast to do these streams with you. Thank you so much for allowing me to occupy some of your time on this Wednesday night as we talk all things Yu-Gi-Oh! And to everybody watching at home, thank you. A couple of big notes. I will be live tomorrow for Master Duel and a DM watch along. We will not be live at all next week. I will be in Texas celebrating the holidays with my wonderful in-laws. I cannot wait to spend some time with them. So no Wednesday night stream next week. After tomorrow, I don't think I will be live again until December. We'll probably be live December 1st, December 2nd, but we are about to go on a little bit of a stream hiatus. I will do my best to have videos and shorts while I am out of town. Thank you guys all so much for the amazing, amazing support. The next time we are live with the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show will be, I believe, 9 days before Jump Festa. Thank you guys so much. Love you all, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, everyone.
Peace.